Hello everybody, how are you going? Welcome to a Canadian passport under Blacklight. Now, to be honest, I never expected to be seeing anything like this, especially not under Blacklight, as for most people, I would say that putting their passport and all those details on the internet would be quite the invasion of privacy, but hey, if this person is comfortable doing it, and allegedly there was hidden images, I can't wait to see it.
Hey everybody, I have a Canadian passport here, and maybe some of you have seen photos of what a Canadian passport looks like under Blacklight, but I haven't seen any good videos of it. This is just a regular Canadian passport. Just got it, so it's pretty new, and I want to show you what it looks like under Blacklight, and it really does look cool. Alright, here we go with the Blacklight, and we open it up, and right away, bam, you get the Canadian maple leaves, and this is the page with my face on it.
You can barely see him at least. Infinity? Wow. There's so much stuff on it. All right. Before we go too far, I just need to be taking it back to what is all of this detail? To be printing all of this detail in the layers into this page. I mean, that kind of printing technology is awesome. I mean, I guess they can do it with polymer notes, and so they can definitely do it in paper, real paper in passports. But regardless, the amount of detail and the different colors and it's just incredible. It's so vibrant. Look at it. Even just like I said, the fact that you can barely see him or really any of the words. I mean, I guess you have the white background, but when there is something on top of it, the ultraviolet on top of it, it completely blows out the rest of it. It really is like, if you got an ultraviolet photo of the passport, it'd be very difficult to copy if that was something you wanted to do. The other thing that I'm noticing immediately is the fact that those little maple leaves that we saw off the start, there we go, those ones, if I go between there and there, we can see that they just don't exist anymore, which I would have thought that out of everything, they would have existed. And so I guess you have the standard ink, whatever you want to be calling it, that you see there, and then you also just have this invisible ink, and I expected those to be lit up in the invisible ink, but no, they've just gone and doubled up. There is so much imagery in this. So this is a
visa that I have to rush already, but the rest of the passport's completely empty.
When did this come out? 4 years ago. Okay, so it's not the newest of newest passports in terms of by today's standards, but I guess 4 years ago, there were plenty of passports that were going to fall into that.
I don't know what to say this whole time, so I think I'll just turn on some music and you can enjoy it with me.
Oh man, the gradient as well. How are you printing gradient like that? I mean, I guess if you could just print, then you can just print, but look at that. The green. All of the greens are so incredible. That's, of course, just the geography of Canada. Man, I'm just blown away by the detail in all of this. I expected it to be maybe more small little birds or small leaves and things like that, but no, every single page so far has been different. And it's almost like, why? Why would you make every single page different? I mean, perhaps it is just a security thing, so if you did actually go through a passport under Blacklight or under UV light and you went, hang on, every single page is the same, then I can only assume it has to be a forged one unless you got a really old one that doesn't do it. Regardless, I'm still just blown away by the detail, the design, and the designers just need a pat on the back for all of these. Look at that, and it's only to page 10. I don't know how many pages this passport has, but oh man, every single one. Fireworks on the next one or the next one after that. Wheat. There is so much historical information in this and just general beauty. I mean, it really does show so many things. Is that wait, is that the middle of the book perhaps? I was going, hang on a second, that looks almost like they've lined the firework up with a firework trail, but I think that is actually the rope, the binding rope. Regardless, again, it's so detailed. The blue, I'm surprised that you can get blue because it's almost the same color as what the Blacklight is giving off on the white. Once again, the falls, the yellow, the sun or the moon, I'm not too sure. The flag, look at that. There is just so much going on in this, every single one. Page 26, again, just paying homage to the Mounties, for goodness sake. And even just the traditional, I guess that's almost like a photo. You have some illustrations and some photos of things that are being printed in there. I don't even know how you get contrast under UV light. That is very interesting. But then, of course, they just also had to include, I was going to say 2 ice hockey, but no, that is actually CFL, Canadian Football League. I can only presume they're not going to be including the NFL or anything like that. Why? I guess why not? They had to fill 29, 40, however many pages, and they just had to be making things up, or I guess at least just pulling things from anywhere they could, and they went, you know what, sport, we love our sport, we'll just chuck these in the passport, why not? Page 29 it is. What else are we going to have though? Oh, of course, beautiful, perfect page. They had to, man. like I said, so much history. Again, I'm basically just watching a slideshow of heritage minutes at the moment. Of course, almost like a fingerprint of hang on a second. It was almost like a fingerprint on the maple leaf right there. All of this detail, it's honestly incredible, and I'm just amazed by how vibrant it is. I mean, of course, that is going to be a direct limitation of how powerful your lamp is, but man, just the way the ultraviolet ink stands out amongst anything, when you just have the contrast of it just being black and the dark room that you were in to be able to see this correctly, and then you just have these beautiful images, regardless of whether they're maple leaves, CFL, Terry Fox, whatever it is. It's all just very, very incredible artistry. And actually, now I'm wondering, does Australia have a similar thing or not? Because I know that, like I said, Australia and Canada share the polymer note technology, and so I wonder, does Australia have... Actually, I'll check this. Well, there we go. I've made it a bit darker, and I can certainly make it a bit darker than that if I really need to, and I don't know how I'm going to film this particularly, but I am interested to see, and if it does come up, I will show you guys. But regardless, this is what an Australian passport looks like, which, to be honest, looks pretty darn similar overall to what that looks like. It's just got... Instead of line and line, it's got a kangaroo and an emu, which is symbolic in its own right. But let me just take a little look at this, because I'm interested, surely. I mean, even just the internal pages look pretty similar. Alright, well, this has proven to be quite the difficult thing to film because I don't have a tripod like he does. But from what I can see, I'm holding the torch with my neck, but I'm definitely not seeing any UV. I'm seeing gum leaves, a whole lot of gum leaves, and maybe a couple of dots. I don't know what the dots are about, but otherwise I'm not seeing anything too exciting. I mean, of course, we have the good old windmill, but really, I was hoping for it to be a little bit more like Canada's, because just the vivid imagery in that is pretty darn insane. I mean, don't get me wrong, from what I'm looking at here, there is, especially because I've never looked at the passport this closely before, but there is some beautiful imagery here. It's just a shame that it all seems to be in standard color ink. Yes, I'm sure there's still historical artifacts and things like that, but there's a lot of gum leaves and a lot of other natives, which is cool, but just not that vibrant green and all of those kind of things, the forgery or whatever you want to be calling it that Canada has. I mean, I guess the only saving grace is, yes, that was what I was wondering. Look at that center ribbon, because of course, like I was saying, I saw it in Canada's passport with the firework, and of course we don't have anything like that, but that is, well, I mean, you can see when the UV comes out, it comes out to play. That is certainly a vibrant part of the page right there. I just wish that it had the rest of it. I mean, there almost looks to be a little bit of something on the do not stamp this page part. I don't know if that's just like sticker or if that's actually UV. From what I can tell, it definitely looks like it's UV. I mean, I guess if I took the torch out of my neck, I could turn the lights back on and see, but otherwise I think that is just going to be it, isn't it? There's nothing back here. Yeah, that's a little bit more UV, but it's nowhere near as strong as what I would want it to be. That's certainly a shame. And so, to be honest, I'm just quickly exploring all of the rest of the pages because, like I said, there is some beautiful artistry in it. It's just not what I wanted. But hey, coming back to the normal world for a second here, I just want to go through it quickly with the color on, because we can clearly see that there is plenty of color in it too. Yes, there might not be the fluoro color that we were kind of longing for here, but I actually get to see everything that is actually in this book because you can only see it under true light. So if I do come back to this middle page here, the do not stamp this page, we can see that, yeah, we can kind of see what the outline was of the other one, but it definitely doesn't glow. So there's a UV element to it, but nothing like that center ribbon that we can also see there. So it makes a big difference if it's designed for it or not. If this ribbon is there, you know you're in for a good time. And if the Canadian passport is there, you know you're in for a really good time. So look, coming back to the land of the living now, I can certainly confirm that Australia's passport does not have anything like that. I would have loved it to. I mean, this torch is about 15 years old, but I don't think it's the torch. I will have to concede that Australia is not up to par with Canada in terms of its passport technology. Yes, we may have the same thing in our notes and everything like that, but we're just not able to keep up with this kind of beauty. And man, there is some certainly beautiful hidden images in there, the history, everything else that is ingrained in these passports. And this is 4 years old. And so I wonder if they have a new one or any updates or anything like that. Given all the notes refreshes, I would honestly be not too surprised about it. Regardless, there is plenty going on in this passport, and I wish and I hope for the rest of the world just to take a bit of this pie too.